Today's topic is the third house of the natal chart. We talked about the first, we talked about the second, and now we're going to follow that same sequence and go to the third house. The third house rules siblings, co-workers, peers, neighbors. The body part associated with the third house is your neck, the neck area, your arms, shoulders, and the hands, right? Actually, that's the third and the fourth house, but the third house mainly starts it off, right? This is the area of life where we are flexible, okay? And we make adjustments because it's one of the first houses, right? The third house is the Bhrathru Sthana, okay? Bhrathru Sthana means the brother, the house pertaining to brothers, right? And it represents the native's younger siblings. Remember, it's the younger siblings. The 11th house is the older siblings, cousins, casual acquaintances, and neighbors. Okay, they all fall in the category of this house. Now, if you look at it's the first karma house. So there's artha, dharma, kama, and moksha, right? So this third house is the first karma house. It shows the things we really enjoy doing, okay? Regardless of the outcome or regardless of what anyone else thinks, right? So this is what we go for. We just do it. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks, right? Activities that are to do with the third house is writing, because it rules the hands, athletics, games, fun and stimulating activities, pursuing our talents, right? Pursuing our personal desires, drama, theater. The third house has to do with the initial stages of education, of learning, right? It's the primary school, the primary education of a person's life. Planetary indicators of the third house are Mercury for sure and Mars, right? Mercury, the reason why Mercury is one of the main planetary indicator is because it rules the natural zodiac third house, which is Gemini, okay? And Mars, because Mars rules siblings, okay? So Mercury is the third house ruler in the natural, like it's Gemini, the ruler of Gemini, and it stands for communication, it stands for IT, it stands for basically just all fun and activities, and and Mars has to do with siblings, right? The affection you have for your siblings. It's a natural significant factor for that. Now, when I think of the third house, directly opposite to it is the ninth house, right? It's the house of higher studies. Okay. The second house is our values, right? Our values lead us to explore certain interest. So as we grow and develop our brains, our minds, there will be new interests that come up, right? And things that we want to explore. And these come out of the values of our second house, right? So here our curious, kind of like individualized mind, it competes over ideas and tries to debate, right? It tries to do things for itself. There is one of the main things that comes across my mind when I think of the third house is there's no grace here, right? No higher wisdom, right? That would be the ninth house, which is totally opposite to it on the other side of the chart. That's ruled by Jupiter. It's the higher wisdom. There's a grace to what you do over there, right? But the third house, it's a lot of like animalistic energy, right? You're just going for things. You don't care what people say. It's like you're stumbling and you're trying to learn. And folks who have really good third houses are good communicators. They're good with computers. They're good with IT, theater, drama. Mainly, because it rules the neck area, your communication is going to be good. Using the concept of bhavat bhavam, the third is the second from the second. which means that it is the gains of the second house. So that's the reason why I was earlier talking about the values of the second house, because your value system, which is your second house, is what kind of leads into what you do in your third house, right? It will be the gains of the second house. Now, I will have a separate video about Bhavat Bhavam, so you can understand that more deeply. So make sure you go back to my list of videos and search for Bhavat Bhavam and check out that video for more information on what we just talked about. But like I said, third house is anything to do with people who are your peers, who are at the same level, eye to eye, eye to eye level with you, right? So you have arguments with them, you have discussions with them, you may debate topics with them, but it's not your superior at work, it's your co-workers, right? It's your siblings. It's that kind of energy. It's kind of like a fun, let's talk about this, let's debate this, let's find out more about this kind of energy. It's a very fun and crude kind of energy. There's no grace here. That's the 9th house. So that's the third house, and I hope, and also third house is also short distance travels. 9th house is long distance travels. Third house is short distance travels. So I think that's what I wanted to cover on that. And like I said, go and check out my video on Bhavat Bhavam, and that's a very important tool to understand astrology. So as usual, my request to you guys is to subscribe to my videos, subscribe to my channel. We are going to debunk all the astrological theories. We are going to learn more about how astrology works, how it works with the human mind, and you won't regret subscribing to this channel. So go ahead and do that, and voice off your comments. Always welcome. I'm always willing to hear what you guys have to say about your thoughts about my videos, or your thoughts about the astrology concepts. We all learn together, right? So I'll see you next week for the next installment in the series. Until then, thank you for coming here, guys.